Sort of as a follow-up on that, though, I feel like a lot of cities would love a major sports team, whether it's NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, soccer, whatever. Mm-hmm. They'd love it because, one, they'd love to be able to root for their own team. Mm-hmm. Also, generally speaking, it's somewhat of an economic driver, but there's also this sort of NIMBYism, not in my backyard type attitude. How do you balance those two things of the city wanting to be there, the organization wanting to be there, but people sort of saying, well, we want it, but we just don't want it here. Put it somewhere else.
Right. You know, that always is a concern, and you will have voices that speak out. But I think, again, trying to get the local civic leaders that have concerns about that, trying to listen to them and come up with workable solutions, which I think is absolutely critical. And you're not going to always make everyone happy, but to do your best, whether it's noise complaints, how do you reduce the noise? Traffic complaints, how do you help the local neighborhood? So around the Wells Fargo complex, for example, there are police officers in the local neighborhood parked on every street to keep people out of those neighborhoods. So it really is working with the local government, the local neighborhoods, and the civic groups to make sure that you address those concerns. It's not going to be perfect, but you try to do your best to listen, to take care of those.
That's great. Let's consider how major sporting events like championships, etc., impact a local economy. How can a property and its market support a huge influx of fans? And what are some of the public-private challenges that come with attracting and accommodating such large-scale events, do you think?
So you always know that it's a wonderful thing for the city, and usually an event like that will bring everyone together because they want to show the city in the best light, nationally and internationally. So, for example, when we were in the finals in 2001, we had to work with the local city officials because we knew traffic was going to be crazy. When the Phillies win the World Series, we actually worked with them to change our game times so we could work on traffic problems for the area. So it's absolutely critical that everyone is on the same page in terms of communicating to each other, working out plans, getting everyone on the same page, and even to the massive degree that we have right now with the Pope coming to the city. Everybody has to be involved. Sports teams are involved in that too. I think the Eagles scheduled their game away. The Flyers changed their game time. So we all have to be in communication with the city so we can make sure that we show the city in the best light and we take care of the issues that could be, whether it's, traffic, noise, all of those things. So again, communication and buy-in from as many parties as possible is really a key to all of that.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. And I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about what could developers and stakeholders do to future-proof an arena or other sports property? Things are changing in the business all the time. How do you guys think about that when you're designing something?
So, first and foremost, we went around when we were trying to develop our practice facility and our offices, and met with a lot of different people and got feedback from them. So whether it was the Eagles, we went to other football teams, in college sports, went to other NBA teams and asked them, what would you do differently? What have you done? And all of them, gave us the advice, and I would pass this along. It's just, you have to develop for the future, not one particular user, and build it for, development and growth, whether it's Wi-Fi, in changing times like we were just talking earlier, offices are changing. Used to be a lot of office space, now it's open office concepts, so furniture, so building for that, whether it's technology and Wi-Fi and WAP and all of that, just giving yourself the bandwidth to change over time, because a lot of us don't know what the future holds, and things change so quickly. You need to make sure that you build a facility that is adaptable to all of that. And again, I would just say is try to be more flexible in what you're building and where you build it, so you can change with the times.
When for example, your new facility, which will have offices and so forth in it over in Camden, New Jersey, are you designing your office space to be more collaborative?
Yes. So we're creating a very open office concept. And again, the Eagles, I'll use them for example, gave us really great advice. We're developing a digital studio, and they created theirs, but it was too small for them and their needs, that they grew over time. So their suggestion to us was make it bigger, and maybe you don't use all the space, but at least it gives you the flexibility to change as the needs change over time. So, our office space is the same way. Like, we're leaving it open office concept. because we're going to have over 250 employees there. So we need to be able to have the space to expand if we want, and we also have the ability to develop retail if we want to on the office building floor. So we have a lot of different options, but that flexibility is absolutely critical.
Important for you. It's wonderful. Well, Lara, thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Very interesting. This has been Andrew Benioff and Lara Price for the Lenrock blog. Thanks for joining us.